Well, hello, algebra students and seekers of truth. In this video, we continue to work with word problems that involve fractions and rates. So let's get right to it here. We have a problem here. If Joe works by himself, he can paint a fence in 3 hours. If Mary works by herself, she can paint a fence in 2.5 hours. How long will it take if they work together? I want to point out some obvious wrong answers here. Do not average these two together because that will give you 2.75. And if they're working together, they should be done in less than 2.5 hours, right? If Mary can do something by herself in 2.5, getting some more help, she should get done faster. Okay? So what we're going to look at here in this problem, the idea here is just to compare units. So when we say that Joe can paint a fence by himself in 3 hours, so for Joe, that means he can work at a rate of 1 fence per 3 hours. Or another way you can look at it is like 1/3 of a fence per 1 hour. Okay? And Mary, she can paint a fence by herself in 2.5 hours. So that's 1 fence every 2.5 hours. So you can do this as your calc. You could do 1 divided by 2.5. Now I like to work this out a little bit. Let's see. 1 fence, 2.5 is nothing more than 25 over 10 hours. We're dividing by a fraction, so we might as well multiply by the reciprocal. So that's 10 over 25. The units still are the same, fences per hour. And this will reduce down to 10 over 5. 5 goes into both of them. So 2/5, okay? Or another way, 0.4 fences for 1 hour. Okay. So now if we were to combine them, right, if they're working together, then how many fences could they paint in 1 hour? Well, that's 1/3 of a fence per hour plus 0.4 fences per 1 hour. Right? So if this is what one person accomplishes, this is another person accomplishes, then together they should accomplish this much. And I'm going to give this answer in a fraction. I know sometimes it's a little bit frustrating, but 1/3, that's already a fraction. 0.4 is again 2/5. So when we add this together, 5 plus 6, so that's 11/15 fences for 1 hour. Okay. Now the question is not asking fences per hour. How long will it take if they work together? Okay, so this is a little bit vague, so we should clarify. So this is saying how long will it take for 1 fence? If they're working together. Well, here we have fences per hour, and this is really asking how many hours per fence. Okay? In other words, we're going to take this answer here and we're going to take the reciprocal because we need the units to be hours over fences, and so we're going to take the reciprocal here of our solution. So it's going to take 15/11 hours per fence. And you can write this in a decimal here just to see if we have a reasonable decimal. So that's about 1.36 hours. Okay. And so when you look at it in this context, it makes sense because if one person can do it by themselves in 2.5, and there's another person helping out, it should take a little bit less time, right? In this case, less than 2 hours even for two people working together to paint the same fence.